Hi guys, Cornell's back. Today I'm going to read Genesis 1 to 5, Psalm 59 and Proverbs 2. Let's get started. Genesis 1. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. The earth didn't have any shape, and it was empty. There was darkness over the surface of the waves. At that time, the Spirit of God was hovering over the waters. God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. God saw that the light was good. He separated the light from the darkness. God called the light day. He called the darkness night. There was evening and there was morning. It was day 1. God said, "Let there be a huge space between the waters. Let us separate water from water." And that's exactly what happened. God made the huge space between the waters. He separated the water under the space from the water above it. God called the huge space sky. It was evening, and there was morning. It was day 2. God said, "Let the water under the sky be gathered into one place. Let dry ground appear." And that's exactly what happened. God called the dry ground land. He called all the water that was gathered together seas. And God saw that it was good. Then God said, "Let the land produce plants. Let them produce their own seeds. And let there be trees on the land that grows fruit with seeds in it. Let each kind of plant or tree have its own kind of seeds." And that's exactly what happened. So the land produced plants. Each kind of plant had its own kind of seeds. And the land produced trees that grew fruit with seeds in it. Each kind of tree had its own kind of seeds. God saw that it was good. There was evening and there was morning. It was day 3. God said, "Let there be light in the huge space of the sky. Let them separate the day from the night. Let the lights set the times for the holy celebrations, and the days and the years. Let them be light in the huge space of the sky to give light on the earth." And that's exactly what happened. God made 2 great lights. He made the larger light to rule over the day and the smaller light to rule over the night. He also made the stars. God put the stars in the sky. God put the lights in the huge space of the sky to give light on the earth. He put them there to rule over the day and the night. He put them there to separate light from darkness. God saw that it was good. There was evening and there was morning. It was day 4. God said, "Let the seas be filled with living things. Let birds fly above the earth across the huge space of the sky." So God created the great sea creatures. He created every kind of living thing that fills the seas and moves about in. He created every kind of bird that flies. And God saw that it was good. God blessed them. He said, "Have little ones so that there will be many of you. Fill the water and the seas. Let there be more and more birds on the earth." There was evening and there was morning. It was day 5. God said, "Let the land produce every kind of living creature. Let there be livestock and creatures that move along the ground and wild animals." And that's exactly what happened. God made every kind of wild animal. He made every kind of livestock. He made every kind of creature that moves along the ground. And God saw that it was good. Then God said, "Let us make human beings so that they are like us. Let them rule over the fish in the sea and the birds in the sky. Let them rule over the livestock and all the wild animals. Let them rule over the creatures that move along the ground." So God created human beings in His own likeness. He created them to be like Himself. He created them as male and female. God blessed them. He said to them, "Have children so that there will be many of you. Fill the earth and bring it under your control. Rule over the fish in the seas and the birds in the sky. Rule over every living creature that moves along the ground." Then God said, "I am giving you every plant on the face of the whole earth that produces its own seeds. I am giving you every tree that has fruit with seeds in it. All of them will be given to you for food. I am giving every green plant as food for all the land and for all the birds in the sky. I am also giving the plants to all the creatures that move along the ground. I am giving them to every living thing that breathes." And that's exactly what happened. God saw everything He had made. It was very good. There was evening, and there was morning. It was day 6. So the heavens and the earth and everything in them were completed. Chapter 2. By the 7th day, God had finished the work He had been doing. So on that day He rested from all His work. God blessed the 7th day and made it holy. He blessed it because on that day He rested from all the work He had done. Here's the story of the heavens and the earth when they were created. The Lord God made the earth and the heavens. At that time, bushes had not yet appeared on the earth. Plants had not started to grow. The Lord God had not sent rain on the earth, and there was no one to farm the land. The streams came from the earth. They watered the entire surface of the ground. Then the Lord God formed a man. He made him out of the dust of the ground. God breathed the breath of life into him, and the man became a living person. The Lord God had planted a garden in the east of Eden. He put in the garden the man He had formed. The Lord God made every kind of tree grow out of the ground. The trees were pleasing to look at. Their fruit was good to eat. There were 2 trees in the middle of the garden. One of them had fruit that let people live forever. The other had fruit that let people tell the difference between good and evil. A river watered the garden. It flowed out of Eden. From there, the river separated into 4 other rivers. The name of the first river is the Pishon. It winds through the whole land of Havilah. Gold is found there. The gold of that land is good. Onyx and sweet-smelling resin is also found there. The name of the second river is the Gihon. It winds through the whole land of Cush. And the name of the third river is the Tigris. It runs along the east side of Asher. And the 4th river is called the Euphrates. The Lord God put the man in the Garden of Eden. He put him there to farm his land and take care of it. The Lord God gave the man a command. He said, "You may eat fruit from any tree in the garden. You must not eat the fruit from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. If you do, you will certainly die." The Lord God said, "It is not good for the man to be alone. I will make a helper who is just right for him." The Lord God had formed all the wild animals and all the birds in the sky. He had made all of them out of the ground. He brought them to the man to see what names he would give them. And the name the man gave each living creature became its name. So the man gave names to all the livestock, all the birds in the sky, and all the wild animals. But Adam didn't find a helper that was just right for him. So the Lord God caused him to fall into a deep sleep. While the man was sleeping, the Lord God took out one of the man's ribs. Then the Lord God closed the opening in the man's side. Then the Lord God made a woman. He made her from the rib he had taken out of the man. And the Lord God brought her to the man. The man said, "Her bones have come from my bones. Her body has come from my body. She will be named woman, because she was taken out of a man. That is why a man leaves his father and mother and is joined to his wife. The two of them become one." Adam and his wife were both naked. They didn't feel any shame. Chapter 3. The serpent was more clever than any of the wild animals the Lord God had made. The serpent said to the woman, "Did God really say you must not eat fruit from any tree in the garden?" The woman said to the serpent, "We may eat fruit from the trees in the garden, but God did say, you must not eat the fruit from the tree in the middle of the garden. Do not even touch it. If you do, you will die." "You will certainly not die," the serpent said to the woman. "God knows that when you eat fruit from that tree, you will know things you have never known before. Like God, you will be able to tell the difference between good and evil." The woman saw that the tree's fruit was good to eat and pleasing to look at. She also saw that it would make a person wise. So she took some of the fruit and ate it. She also gave some to her husband, who was with her, and he ate it. Then both of them knew things they had never known before. They realized they were naked. So they sewed together fig leaves and made clothes for themselves. Then the man and his wife heard the Lord God walking in the garden. It was during the coolest time of the day. They hid from the Lord God among the trees of the garden. But the Lord God called out to the man. "Where are you?" he asked. "I heard you in the garden," the man answered. "I was afraid, because I was naked, so I hid." The Lord God said, "Who told you that you are naked? Have you eaten the fruit from the tree I commanded you not to eat from?" The man said, "It's the fault of the woman you put here with me. She gave me some fruit from the tree, and I ate it." Then the Lord God said to the woman, "What have you done?" The woman said, "The serpent tricked me. That's why I ate the fruit." Then the Lord God spoke to the serpent. He said, "Because you have done this, you are set apart from all livestock and all wild creatures. I am putting a curse on you. You will crawl on your belly. You will eat dust all the days of your life. I will make you and the woman hate each other. Your children and her children will be enemies. Her son will crush your head, and you will bite his heel." The Lord God said to the woman, "I will increase your pain when you give birth. You will be in great pain when you have children. You will long for your husband, and he will rule over you." The Lord God said to Adam, "You listened to your wife's suggestion. You ate fruit from the tree I warned you about. I said, you must not eat its fruit. So I am putting a curse on the ground because of what you did. All the days of your life you will have to work hard. It will be painful for you to get food from the ground. You will eat plants from the field, even though the ground produces thorns and prickly weeds. You will have to work hard and sweat a lot to produce the food you eat. You are made out of the ground. You will return to it when you die. You are dust, and you will return to dust." Adam named his wife Eve. She would become the mother of every living person. The Lord God made clothes animal skins for Adam and his wife to wear. The Lord God said, "Just like one of us, the man can now tell the difference between good and evil. He must not be allowed to reach out and pick fruit from the tree of life and eat it. If he does, he will live forever." So the Lord God drove the man out of the Garden of Eden. He sent the man to farm the ground he had been made from. The Lord God drove him out and then placed angels on the east side of the garden. He also placed there a flaming sword that flashed back and forth. The angels and the sword guarded the way to the tree of life. Chapter 4. Adam loved his wife Eve and slept with her. She became pregnant and gave birth to Cain. She said, "With the Lord's help, I have had a baby boy." Later, she gave birth to his brother, Abel. Abel took care of sheep. Cain farmed the land. After some time, Cain gathered some things he'd grown. He brought them as an offering to the Lord, and Abel also brought an offering. He brought the fattest parts of some animals from his flock. They were the first animals born to their mothers. The Lord was pleased with Abel and his offering, but he wasn't pleased with Cain and his offering. So Cain became very angry, and his face was sad. Then the Lord said to Cain, "Why are you angry? Why are you looking so sad? Do what is right, and you will be accepted. If you don't do what is right, sin is waiting at your door to grab you. It desires to control you, but you must rule over it." Cain said to his brother Abel, "Let's go out to the field." So they went out. There Cain attacked his brother Abel and killed him. Then the Lord said to Cain, "Where's your brother Abel?" "I don't know," Cain replied. "Am I supposed to take care of my brother?" The Lord said, "What have you done? Listen, your brother's blood is crying out to me from the ground. So I am putting a curse on you. I am driving you away from this ground. It has opened its mouth to receive your brother's blood from your hand. When you farm the land, it will not produce its crops for you anymore. You will be a restless person who wanders around on the earth." Cain said to the Lord, "You are punishing more than I can take. Today you are driving me away from the land. I will be hidden from you. I will be a restless person who wanders around on the earth. Anyone who finds me will kill me." But the Lord said to him, "No, anyone who kills you will be paid back 7 times. The Lord put a mark on Cain. Then anyone who found him would kill him. So Cain went away from the Lord. He lived in the land of Nod. It was east of Eden. Cain loved his wife and slept with her. She became pregnant and gave birth to Enoch. At that time, Cain was building a city. He named it after his son Enoch. Enoch had a son named Irad. Irad was the father of Mehujael. Mehujael was the son of Methushael, and Methushael was the father of Lamech. Lamech married 2 women. One was named Ada, and the other was named Zillah. Ada gave birth to Jabal. He was the father of people who live in tents and raise livestock. His brother's name was Jubal. He was the father of everyone who plays stringed instruments and wind instruments. Zillah also had a son. His name was Tubal-Cain. He made all kinds of tools out of bronze and iron. Tubal-Cain's sister was Naamah. Lamech said to his wives, "Ada and Zillah, listen to me. You wives of Lamech, heed my words. I have killed a man because he wounded me. I have killed a young man because he hurt me. Anyone who would have killed Cain would have been paid back 70 times. But anyone who hurts me will be paid back 77 times. Adam slept with his wife again. She gave birth to a son and named him Seth. She said, God has given me another child. He will take the place of Abel, because Cain killed him. Seth also had a son and named him Enosh. Then people began to call on the name of the Lord. Chapter 5. Here's the written story of Adam's family line. When God created human beings, He made them to be just like Him. He created them as male and female. When He blessed them, He called them human beings when they were created. When Adam was 130 years old, he had a son who was like him. He named him Seth. Adam lived 800 years after Seth was born. He also had other sons and daughters. Adam lived a total of 930 years, and then he died. Seth lived 105 years. Then he became the father of Enosh. Seth lived 108 years after Enosh was born. He also had other sons and daughters. Seth lived a total of 912 years, and then he died. Enosh lived 90 years. Then he became the father of Kenan. Enosh lived 815 years after Kenan was born. He also had other sons and daughters. Enosh lived a total of 905 years, and then he died. Kenan lived 70 years. Then he became the father of Mahalalel. Kenan lived 840 years after Mahalalel was born. He also had other sons and daughters. Kenan lived a total of 910 years, and then he died. Mahalalel lived 65 years. Then he became the father of Jared. Mahalalel lived 830 years after Jared was born. He also had other sons and daughters. Mahalalel lived a total of 895 years, and then he died. Jared lived 162 years. Then he became the father of Enoch. Jared lived 800 years after Enoch was born. He also had other sons and daughters. Jared lived a total of 962 years, and then he died. Enoch lived 65 years. Then he became the father of Methuselah. Enoch walked faithfully with God 300 years after Methuselah was born. He also had other sons and daughters. Enoch lived a total of 365 years. Enoch walked faithfully with God, and then he couldn't be found because God took him from his life. Methuselah lived 187 years. Then he became the father of Lamech. Methuselah lived 782 years after Lamech was born. He also had other sons and daughters. Methuselah lived a total of 969 years, and then he died. Lamech lived 882 years. Then he had a son and named him Noah. Lamech said, "He will comfort us when we are working. He will comfort us when our hands work so hard they hurt. We have to work hard because the Lord put a curse on the ground." Lamech lived 595 years after Noah was born. He also had other sons and daughters. Lamech lived a total of 777 years, and then he died. After Noah was 500 years old, he became the father of Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Proverbs 2. My son, accept my words. Store up my commands inside you. Let your ears listen to wisdom. Apply your heart to understand. Call out for the ability to be wise. Cry out for understanding. Look for it as you would look for silver. Search for it as you would search for hidden treasure. Then you'll understand how to have respect for the Lord. You will find out how to know God. The Lord gives wisdom. Knowledge and understanding come from his mouth. He stores up success for honest people. He's like a shield to those who live without blame. He guards the path of those who are honest. He watches over the way of his faithful ones. You will understand what is right and honest and fair. You will understand the right way to live. Your heart will become wise. Your mind will delight in knowledge. Good sense will keep you safe. Understanding will guide you. Wisdom will save you from the ways of evil men. It will save you from men who twist their words. Men like that have left the straight paths to walk in dark ways. They take delight in doing what is wrong. They take joy in twisting everything around. Their paths are crooked. Their ways are not straight. Wisdom will save you from a woman who commits adultery. It will save you from a sinful woman and tempting words. She left the man she married when she was young. She has broken the promise she made in front of God. Surely her house leads down to death. Her path leads to the spirits of the dead. No one who goes to her comes back or reaches the paths of life. You will walk in the ways of good people. You will follow the paths of those who do right. Honest people will live in the land, but those who are without blame will remain in it. But sinners will be cut off from the land. Those who are unfaithful will be torn away from it. Psalm 59. God, save me from my enemies. Keep me safe from people who are attacking me. Save me from those who do evil. Save me from people who want to kill me. See how they hide and wait for me. Lord, angry people plan to harm me, even though I haven't hurt them in any way or sinned against them. I haven't done anything wrong to them, but they are ready to attack me. Rise up and help me. Look at what I'm up against. Lord God who rules over all, rise up. God of Israel, punish all the nations. Don't show any mercy to those sinful people who have turned against me. My enemies are like a pack of barking dogs that come back to the city in the evening. They prowl around the city. Listen to what pours out of their mouths. The words from their lips are like swords. They think, who can hear us? But you laugh at them a little. You make fun of all those nations. You give me strength. I look at you. God, you are like a fort to me. You are my God, and I can depend on you. God will march out in front of me. He will let me look down on those who tell lies about me. Lord, you are like a shield that keeps us safe. Don't kill my enemies all at once. If you do, my people will forget about it. Use your power to pull my enemies up by the roots, like weeds. Destroy them. They have sinned with their mouths. Their lips have spoken evil words. They have cursed me and lied. Let them be caught up in their pride. Burn them up in your anger. Burn them up until there isn't anything left of them. Then everyone from one end of the earth to the other will know that God rules over the people of Jacob. My enemies are like a pack of barking dogs that come back into the city in the evening. They prowl around the city. They wander around looking for food. They groan if they don't find something that will satisfy them. But I will sing about your strength. In the morning I will sing about your love. You are like a fort to me. You keep me safe in times of trouble. You give me strength. I sing praise to you. God, you are like a fort to me. You are my God, and I can depend on you. Now that's done, I shall now sing the Lord's Prayer. Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us today our daily bread. Forgive us our debts as we also forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from the evil one. For yours is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. See you tomorrow. Bye.